Ladies and gentlemen, let's not for a moment believe that a freak dust storm that hit Mumbai yesterday is the reason why India's largest hoarding collapsed, killing 14 people. If you do that, you will let the real culprits get away with murder. Last evening, when a freak dust and thunderstorm hit Mumbai, about 100 pedestrians and commuters took refuge in a petrol bunk, a simple act that turned fatal for them. India's largest billboard collapsed over them, burying them under civic apathy, neglect, and corruption. 24 hours later, the death toll is staggering. 14 dead, over 70 injured. At least 10 people are still buried under the rubble. Time is running out for them. We will be going across live to our reporter in Mumbai to get you an update from the ground, but that's in just a bit. Before that, let me tell you why the hoarding horror is not a tragedy, but murder in broad daylight. Ladies and gentlemen, last year, this billboard on your screens had entered the Limca Book of Records for being the largest of its kind. It is 120 feet by 120 feet and weighs 250 tons. There was much song and dance around its record-breaking proportions. It was all over the media. Only problem was that the billboard was 3 times above the BMC mandated size of 40 by 40 feet. So this is the situation. An ad agency breaks the rules, plants a 120 feet record-breaking billboard in India's financial capital, advertises it to the world, and yet no action by the BMC for 1 full year. Writing letters, ladies and gentlemen, does not count as action if that is the excuse that the BMC is giving. Then, another clear violation that the BMC closed its eyes to. The foundation for this billboard wasn't erected 7 to 8 meters deep inside the soil as is mandated. For that matter, the soil was not even inspected to check if it was sticky and slushy and not capable of holding this billboard straight and erect. Nor did this billboard have holes cut on it to allow the passage of wind currents, so that even if there's a very strong wind, the billboard can stand stable. Now, question is, who was responsible for this billboard getting erected and staying put for over a year? It's a simple question. It has no answers 24 hours after the tragedy. It's not a tragedy, it's a murder. The BMC, in keeping with tradition, has astoundingly shrugged away its responsibility by simply saying that the billboard shouldn't have existed as it had never gotten permission on account of its size. So there it is in front of your eyes for 1 whole year, and now you're telling us it shouldn't have existed. The BMC has passed the buck to the ad agency which put the hoarding up, Ego Media. Ego Media in turn claims it did get permission from the Assistant Commissioner of Police for Railways, as the land was leased to it by the Police Welfare Corporation. The Railway Police continues to add to the chain of buck passing, claiming that the permission was given by the then Mumbai Police Commissioner, Kaisar Khalid, to Ego Media. Let's see who the Mumbai Police passes the buck to. Ladies and gentlemen, this blame game is exhausting, and its only purpose is to confuse matters to an extent where accountability cannot be fixed. It's classic. Are you seriously telling me that the BMC, with all its money and might, knew that the hoarding was illegal for a year and could not do anything to remove it? Now let's come to Ego Media. A simple background check, you can just go on Google and do this check, into the antecedents of its owner Bhavesh Bhinde beggars belief on how the police and the BMC were even dealing with this man in the first place. Bhinde has as many as 23 criminal cases pending against him, including one of rape. He has been accused of frequently hoarding contracts in violation of BMC rules. In fact, he's been fined 21 times for erecting illegal hoardings. His previous company, Gujju Ads, had been blacklisted by the BMC after multiple cases of violation. His clout is evident from the fact that he even contested the assembly election, albeit unsuccessfully, in 2009. Clearly, he has friends in the right places, in high places, which is why he has 8 more illegal hoardings in the same area. Who gave him the no objection certificate for these billboards? Why has that person not been booked? After all of this, there is a very high chance that Ghatkopar will be forcibly brought back to normal by tomorrow, not out of a sense of civic duty, but in preparation for the Prime Minister's election roadshow that is scheduled to pass through this same area. But we at Mirror Now will continue asking that very uncomfortable question. Just like these 14 Mumbaikars, will the truth and accountability too get buried under the civic apathy and the politics? Before we go to our reporter, let's quickly listen in to some of the voices that are coming to us from Ground Zero.
14 lives lost and 89 casualty in Ghatkopar collapse of the hoarding where we are present, and the search and rescue operation is still underway. In fact, the tremendous work which has been done by NDRF, 2 teams were called here at the spot and they were segregated. 53 personnel were tirelessly working, and here we are getting joined by Mr. Nikhil M, Assistant Commandant. Sir, you are here since last night, and what we understand is that the operation is still underway, sir.
Actually, in the today's morning, we have retrieved total 9 bodies from this location, and after that, the 2 girders were left. So we tried to lift that girder with the help of that crane, but it was not possible. Crane was not sustaining so much of load. So after that, we conducted a manual search with the help of our rescuers and fire brigade rescuers. And now the process is to cut these girders. Actually, we didn't reach the base level. So we are now trying to cut the girders where at that end we don't have the reservoir, petrol and CNG reservoir, we don't have that side. So we are cutting with the help of oxyfuel cutters. And in this side where we have reservoirs, we are going to cut by the cold cutters, that is by making the drills. So we are now approaching the cold cutter guy and he is ready to cut this part. So from this time, we are now cutting this part with the cold cutter.
Right. Sir, indeed it's challenging. You just now mentioned the kind of challenges you have faced for this particular operation. But sir, how far you think that this operation is going to take, number one? And sir, what, according to your assessment, that how many people would be still trapped inside?
In manual search, we completely thoroughly search the area, but there might be a possibility that still there may be someone to whom we didn't approach. So we are not doing a single, so we are searching for them also.
It is going to take how long, sir?
You are seeing these girders are so much strong, so cutting these girders are a Herculean task, so we are trying our best.
Right. Well, sir, my last question is, now we understand that the major big challenge is cutting the girder, where since yesterday we are seeing that heavy-duty cranes were also called on the spot. Now the team is relentlessly working. So my last question is, I would like to understand that if people are here, how is the manual work going on?
Manual work is by removing the scrap, tin scrap. We are searching inside the that scrap till the.
मेरा बड़ा भाई था, हम लोग 3 भाई छोटे छोटे हैं, जिम्मेदार वही भाई था। अभी वो चला गया, अब हम लोग का मदद कौन करेंगे? तो गए भराने गए, तभी बादल छाया, जोर में हवा चला, बस उसी के पास में थे, वो ऊपर से गिरा, वो दब गए उसी में।
भाई साहब के लड़के हैं जिनकी डेट हुई है, और हम सरकार से यही चाहते हैं कि ऑन ड्यूटी वो लड़का एक्सपायर हुआ है, जिसमें 2 साल हुआ, अभी बच्ची उसकी है 4 महीने की, तो बच्ची का क्या करें हम? अगर सरकार नहीं दे रही कुछ तो क्या कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए हम यही जानना चाहते हैं। बहुत गंभीर है हालत उनकी, माँ की, बीबी की, बच्चे की।
कम से कम 20-30 फोर व्हीलर थी, 40-50 बाइक थी, पब्लिक भी वहाँ बहुत थी। हमारे सचिन यादव का वहाँ डेथ हो गया। वो बहुत अच्छा लड़का था, वो हम लोग के साथ काम करता था, वो सबसे मिलजुल के रहता था, अच्छा लड़का था।
हमारे घर में कमाने वाला खाली हमारा पूर्णेश भाई ही था। उसकी बीबी घर काम करती है और एक बच्चा है, 15 साल का बच्चा है, 19 साल का बच्चा है। और 4 और 15 के बीच में उनका लास्ट बात यही हुआ, मैं घर पे आ रहा हूँ खाना खाने के लिए और मेरी भाभी की हाल इतनी रो के परेशान हो गई, मतलब उसको होश ही नहीं है।
The reason was, first, the base of that billboard was not clear. Like I will say that the base should be 7 to 8 meters of depth inside the ground, and soil level should have been checked by the engineer. The soil level is very like sticky. It should have checked by the engineer. And what I'll say that the hoarding height, it should match the ground level.
Okay.
हाँ.
The exact depth of the hoarding, length of the hoarding.
Length and depth of the hoarding calculated, it should be 7 meters of depth inside.
Okay.
And second thing, the hole should be done inside the hoarding, so that the wind level should pass inside the hoardings and it should clear the air.
So that was not been done.
Yes.
And that
You
was
can
the
see here
exact reason. Okay.
the same thing they have not done inside this second other hoarding.
BMC has already served them the notice to demolition 7 days back only. But before expiry of that period, it has happened. The people who have given the permission and the person who has constructed it without a proper stability systems norms to be followed has to be booked and punished.
What actions will be taken from your end as well to make sure that such incidences should not happen as the monsoon is coming in?
Already our CM and DCM has announced that they will do the structural audit of all the such big hoardings, and it will be done as fast as possible.
Now, talk about action being too little too late. The BMC, it seems, has finally woken up and realized that it can actually indeed act against illegal hoardings. Just take a look at the pictures we are putting on your screens now, ladies and gentlemen. This is showing BMC acting against the 3 remaining billboards in the same area by Ego Media. Now, this is the same advertising agency which had put up that 120 feet by 120 feet hoarding that collapsed on 100 people and has left at least, ladies and gentlemen, at least 14 people dead. Let me go straight across to Shweta, who is joining us live from the ground in Ghatkopar. Getting us an account of the relief and rescue operations, the search and rescue operations that are currently underway. Shweta, it seems that till a couple of hours ago, the same BMC that was saying we can't do anything about it, we couldn't have taken down the hoarding was not in our land, etc., now realizes it does have the power to bring down illegal hoardings, and that is exactly what it is doing. Had they acted 48 hours ago, maybe 14 people would not have lost their lives.
Well, that's absolutely right, Shreya. In fact, BMC is acting when everything is done and repercussions are just in front of them. Let me show you the visuals where we are present at this spot. Since yesterday, we have been reporting, giving accurate information to our viewers. And just you were talking about the illegal hoardings. I'm not sure. It's pretty dark. If our camera can pan, Sachin, if you can show that. The half of the hoarding is covered, and that's done by civic body. That's done by BMC. And in Ghatkopar area itself, 3 illegal, unauthorized hoarding has been found by BMC, and they are taking action. It would have been wonderful if they would have taken action way before, but now we see that here the situation is the position where here it is the rescue operation is underway, and still it is going to take some more time as per the details what we are getting to learn from officials.
Very quickly, Shrishti, I want to know from you, what are NDRF teams telling you on the ground? How many people are still trapped in the debris? Can you give us an approximate figure?
Well, NDRF team, or you talk about BMC or about the fire brigade team, no one is in actual position to comment that how many people are still inside the debris. In fact, it's very hard to assess for them also. It's been just seen that people here are still doing their job, but no one has given the exact figure that how many body would be still inside, and this is the reason why the operation is still going on.
Okay. All right. So there is still no clarity on how many people are still buried under the rubble, whether there are people buried under the rubble. But it's been more than 24 hours. And if there is someone in there, then time is running out for them. Shrushi, thank you very much for getting us that update. Thank you very much indeed. My guest this evening, as we continue to see these pictures, Krishna Hegde, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, joining us on the broadcast. Pranay Ajmera is a political analyst. Lubaina Rangwala is program head of WRI India, and Anil Galgali is an RTI activist. Lubaina, I want to ask you, if you can hear me and if your frame is stable, I want to ask you who the citizens of Mumbai and the citizens of India should be angry with. BMC is saying we can't do anything, it wasn't on our land. The Railway Police is saying we can't do anything, it is not our fault. Everyone is putting the blame on the advertising agency. I mean, this blame game is classic in India, but we need to know where accountability has to be fixed. Because this is murder. This is cold-blooded murder, nothing else.
Yeah, no, this is a really difficult question, and definitely, BMC is someone we can ask questions as citizens too. These are moments. I mean, this is one incident that we're all sort of shocked and appalled that we've come to this moment again in the city. But there are, similar such disasters that have happened where infrastructure has crumbled at the state of people's lives, with foot over bridges, with the Elphinstone calamity, with the bridge that collapsed at CST, and then a lot of these audits were done of the bridges after these calamities. So I do think that this is a moment for really strict accountability, some really strict questions towards our authorities, but I also acknowledge that this is a very, very complex city. Mumbai is a very complex city, and it is not any one person that we can really, position all our anger towards. I feel there are so many complicit. There are so many authorities complicit within certain ways in which our infrastructure is laid out, right? And I think the bigger question is, are we, and this is election time for us, are we in the position to really hold our local authorities accountable? Are we ensuring that, within our neighborhoods, within the infrastructures we use on a day-to-day basis, are we enforcing, asking the right questions for audits to be done systematically, routinely of all our infrastructure? Because, I work on climate and these kinds of uncertainties of extreme events are going to become more and more frequent. They have become frequent, and we're seeing, one season after another season throwing completely huge shocks and surprises at us. Is our infrastructure at a point where we are...
Can you give me a minute here?
Sure. Yes.
Can you give me a moment here? I just want to bring in Anil Galgali as well. He's an RTI activist. He lives in Mumbai. He works in Mumbai. Anil ji, namaskar. मुझे ये बताइए कि लुबाइना जी कह रही हैं that Mumbai is a complex city, ठीक है, and it is multiplicity of agencies which actually adds to the problem as far as urban infrastructure is concerned in Mumbai, क्योंकि एक agency responsible नहीं है. अगर आज हम नाम लेना चाहें कि कौन लोग हैं जिनके खिलाफ FIR होनी चाहिए for this and 14 people dying because of this, तो वो नामों की जो लिस्ट है और एजेंसीज की लिस्ट इतनी लंबी है कि ब्लेम गेम चलता रहेगा, लेकिन अकाउंटेबिलिटी कभी फिक्स नहीं होगी. आप मुझको बताइए, आपकी नजर में सबसे बड़ा कल्प्रिट इस घटना के लिए कौन है?
देखिए कि पूरे मामले को अगर हम लोग देखते हैं तो रेलवे पुलिस और म्युनिसिपैलिटी ये दोनों इसमें बड़े कल्पित है, क्योंकि आपने किसी कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को ठेका दिया है, अगर वो काम ठीक से नहीं करता है तो उसका काम देखने का काम रेलवे पुलिस का है। पर एज ए अथॉरिटी मुंबई शहर एक बहुत बड़ा शहर है, आर्थिक शहर है, यहाँ पर हर चीजों का अधिकार मुंबई महानगर पालिका को है। जब मुंबई महानगर पालिका के पास 1 साल पहले शिकायत आई तो उन्होंने उस शिकायत को फॉरवर्ड किया, उन्हें ताबड़तोब नोटिस देकर उसे तोड़ना चाहिए था। जब शाहरुख खान के बंगले के बाहर इलीगल स्ट्रक्चर बना तो आपने उसे तोड़ दिया, कंगना रनौत के घर में कुछ स्ट्रक्चर होगा तो घर में घुस के आपने तोड़ दिया, तो आपने तोड़ने में दिक्कत क्या थी? तोड़ी है, फिर देखिए कि जमीन किसकी है, अधिकार किसका है। कहीं ना कहीं तो म्युनिसिपैलिटी ने जो निगलियंस किया 1 साल से, सबसे बड़ा जिम्मेदार म्युनिसिपैलिटी और रेलवे पुलिस है कि उन्होंने संयुक्त तौर पर इस तरह की होर्डिंग को परमिशन दी, इस तरह के होर्डिंग को निगलियंस किया और कहीं ना कहीं तो कार्रवाई से उनको बचाने का काम किया।
भाई जवाब दीजिए, जवाब देने का काम जो है ऑब्वियसली बीएमसी का है, बीएमसी तो जवाब देगी नहीं, तो कृष्णा हेगड़े जी आप ही जवाब दे दीजिए। मुझे ये बताइए कि बीएमसी के जो कमिश्नर हैं उनका नाम है भूषण गगरानी, उनकी जवाबदेही बनती है या नहीं बनती है? Should he be booked and sacked or should he not be booked and sacked?
No, I don't think, Bhushan Gagirani has already said that they will be taking action. There will be no blame game in this incident. It's a very tragic incident which has occurred in Mumbai last evening. And I must tell you this, that, this Bhavesh Bhinde, who's the owner of this Ego Media, is a habitual offender. And I would request the BMC to crack down on his 8 illegal hoardings immediately. If found illegal, and over that, if he is absconding, there should be a lookout notice for him and he should be straight booked. On the part of the government, I must say that the Honorable Chief Minister has already announced ₹5 lakh to each of the families of the deceased. Unfortunate that this has happened.
How does that help?
We are looking into...
How does that help, Mr. Hegde? Mr. Hegde, how does that help? 5 लाख रुपए आपने अनाउंस कर दिया. Life is very cheap. आपने किसी ने, someone in the BMC has not done their job. A hoarding falls on 14 people. People die. So the compensation is 5 lakh rupees per person. Is that how cheap life is in Mumbai? You are saying blame game नहीं होगा. क्या हो रहा है अभी? What is the BMC doing? For 1 year they could have removed this hoarding. No, Mr. Hegde. For 1 year they could have removed. Please hear me out. Please hear me out. Please hear me out because I'm fairly... Mr. Hegde, you can answer it. Hear me out. For 1 year, listen, I'm sure you understand why I'm angry and the citizens of this country are angry. Because we have seen something like this way too often in our country. And people get away without accountability being fixed. Please help me understand, if the BMC knew for the last 1 year that this hoarding was illegal, why did it not bring it down? आज तो बड़े मजे से 3 illegal hoardings पे चढ़ के वो hoardings को नीचे कर रहे हैं same area में, and they are even putting out tweets, see, we are taking action against illegal hoardings. Why could they not have acted against this? For 1 year they knew this. आप देखिए ना, आप कह रहे हैं blame game नहीं होगा, blame game ही तो हो रहा है.
Shreya, can I answer the question? Any officer found guilty, action will be taken against this officer, I assure you, on behalf of the government. Over that, the government has ordered an audit for all the hoardings across the city. I, as public representative, have written to the Chief Minister just today asking about the audit of all hoardings, and also there are hoardings on the Western Express Highway which does not concern this area or this hoarding. Even the erstwhile government airline Air India had asked for these hoardings to be removed because they're spending crores of rupees extra, because these hoardings are blocking the path, the flight path. And I must bring it on record here that in case there's any mishap in that area as well, not only will the passengers have a problem, but also the entire locality of half of Mumbai would have a problem. So I have asked myself for the removal of these hoardings. And I must say that the government is serious about this matter.
Sir, on 2nd of May, may I remind you that there is another former MP from the BJP, Kirit Somaiya, had written to the BMC on May 2nd asking for the removal of this hoarding. अपने ही लोगों की बात नहीं बीएमसी सुन रहा. Anil Galgali, would you want to just, remind Mr. Hegde and the Maharashtra government right now, how many times exactly for the last 7 years has the Mumbai High Court asked the BMC to act against illegal hoardings in this city? For the last 7 years, multiple hearings, multiple warnings, all falling to deaf ears.
देखिए कि मुंबई हाईकोर्ट ने हमेशा इलीगल होर्डिंग को लेकर सख्त रुख अपनाया. कई सारे पॉलिटिशियंस हैं जिनके मैं नाम लेना नहीं चाहता, उन्होंने कोर्ट में माफी मांगी कि हम लोग इलीगल होर्डिंग नहीं लगाएंगे. और आज बड़े पैमाने पर इलीगल होर्डिंग्स है. पुणे में हादसा हुआ, उसके बाद जब मुंबई हाईकोर्ट ने इसे संज्ञान में लिया, तब भूषण गगरानी ही नगर विकास के सचिव थे. उनके अंडर में एक पॉलिसी बनी कि एक मुंबई पुलिस का अधिकारी नोडल ऑफिसर बनेगा और इस तरह के होर्डिंग्स मुंबई में नहीं लगेंगे. लेकिन दुर्भाग्य से जब दुर्घटना होती है, लोग मारे जाते हैं, 5 लाख रुपए कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. हम चाहेंगे कि हम ऐसे 50 लोगों को 5 लाख देंगे, क्या मरने को तैयार है? लोगों की जान खतरे में है, मासूम लोग मर चुके हैं, उनका परिवार उद्ध्वस्त हो चुका है. कहीं ना कहीं तो इसमें पिछले 1 साल में चाहे किरीट सोमैया हो, चाहे अन्य लोग हो, जो उन्होंने शिकायत की थी, उस शिकायत को सरकार को निकालना चाहिए. 24 आवर्स में जिन अधिकारियों की लापरवाही से वो कार्रवाई नहीं हुई, उनको ताबड़तोड़ सस्पेंड करके उनके खिलाफ जुडिशियल इंक्वायरी लगानी चाहिए. तब जाकर लगेगा कि सरकार काम कर रही है. कहीं ना कहीं तो जो नेक्सस है, मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूँ कि मुंबई में 80% होर्डिंग्स में पॉलिटिकल लोग घुसे हुए हैं. पॉलिटिकल लोगों की एजेंसियां है. ये जो भीड़े जो भी होंगे, वो भी कहीं ना कहीं तो किसी पॉलिटिकल से इन्वॉल्व होगा. तो उसी के लिए उनको बचाने का काम सरकार कर रही है, पॉलिटिशियंस कर रहे हैं.
Pranay Ajmera, would you want to respond to that? You're speaking to us as a political analyst, but that is fact. This is not just civic apathy. There is also a huge amount of money here. There is also a huge amount of corruption here, because the BMC and other agencies cannot look away from a hoarding that is 120 feet by 120 feet and not realize that it is illegal. It is so large, it is difficult to ignore. But you can willfully ignore it if someone is greasing your palms on the side. Clearly, there is corruption involved as well.
Ma'am, let me tell you that I am myself a victim of one such tragedy where 2 of our closest relatives had passed away in the past. We are still fighting in the court of law for justice. And I know how troublesome this process has been for us, and it will be for us in times to come. Now, my concern is, and my question is, why BMC always need a tragedy before they are supposed to act? Whenever a tragedy happens, BMC gets active and then they start acting. At the same time, when a normal citizen of any locality reaches up to the BMC office and files a complaint, it always falls on deaf ears because of the high-handedness of these officers. These officers consider no one in front of them, and that's why they work in a way they want to be. For the last 2 years, elections in Maharashtra are due. There is no sitting party or opposition party in the BMCs, and the entire administration is in the hands of these officers who are in no mood to act against anyone who is violating the law, but keeping their pockets heavy and hearty. So I must say that the government should take strict action against the officers who are involved. Secondly, the legal procedure, ma'am.
The
FIR has been filed and the concerned person is absconding. He will definitely approach the court of law. Tomorrow or maybe day after, or some days later, he might secure the anticipatory bail and he will be out of the clutches. Ma'am, I have been fighting a fight in the court of law against the apathy happened to us, and I know how all these things happen. Once he is out on bail, once he gets the anticipatory bail, the concerned person will be out again in the market to do their dirty business, and it will be eventually it will be the people of Mumbai or any other place who will fall victim, and we are just waiting for next incident to happen, ma'am. We are debating here tonight. We may request the government to take action, but just to cover up the administration will take some action, but we are just waiting for another incident to happen because the concerned officers are just not serious.
There is a problem with our citizens as well. We don't ask our public representatives the right questions. Is this why I pay taxes? So that I take shelter during a dust storm in a petrol pump, and India's largest hoarding simply falls on me and ends up killing 14 people. And what is the explanation that we get from the government of Maharashtra? Ex gratia of 5 lakh rupees has been announced. There will be no blame game. There is a blame game going on, ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Maharashtra right now, as far as this hoarding collapse is concerned. Now, my point is, when you talk about accountability being fixed, you have made one person the villain. In this story that has played out in Mumbai, ladies and gentlemen, there is not one villain, there is at least 10 of them. Many of them in the BMC, in the railway police as well. Why have they not been named? Why have they not been booked? We'll wait to see if there is action on them. For the moment, as citizens, we can do nothing but helplessly watch on. We'll leave it there for the moment. Krishna Hegde, thank you very much. Pranay Ajmera, thank you very much. Lubaina, thank you very much. And Anil Galgali, thank you very much for joining us as well. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm slipping into a quick break on the show. There's more on the other side. Do stay with us.